Hi, my name's Michelle, and today I want to talk to you about some of the lesser known symptoms of PMDD. Things that are not normally premenstrually related and don't really have a lot to do with the other physical symptoms of a woman's normal cycle. Clumsiness. I am guaranteed to hit my head at least once a month during my PMDD time of the month, and normally within that week frame where spatial distortion, door frames and objects don't appear to be where I think they are, I often will have 10, 20 bruises on my legs and arms and hands from running into things, bumping into things. And then there is the dropping, spilling, knocking things over. I don't think a lot of women know that this is part of the PMDD. It really is. It has to do, from what I've been told, with inflammation in the brain. Because PMDD, we retain a lot more water than a normal woman in her cycle, and there's inflammation in parts of our bodies and water retention in parts that doesn't normally affect a lot of women. And from what I've been told, basically it's like having a concussion. When the fluid around the brain is full and it's causing compression on the brain. In addition to the clumsiness and the losing grip, sometimes it affects the memory in very strange ways. You can all of a sudden forget how to do something you've been doing your entire life. You can forget that entire things happened, entire conversations. Basically, it's like having a mild brain injury every month. I've been told that basically we can take anti-inflammatories, NSAIDs, ibuprofen, Aleve, that sort of a thing, but there's no real cure. It also causes headaches, vision problems. I could probably have 2 different prescriptions for my glasses. One for half of the month and one for the other half. My vision's definitely different. Fluid retention in the eyes changes the shape of the lenses and the corneas and everything, and it definitely affects vision. Boy. You know, the water retention for me, the brain stuff's more important than the rest of it. I gain maybe 5-10 pounds a month, drop it immediately after. I have clothes ranging in size from 6 to 12. But it's the way that affects my mind that is probably the most irritating. I consider myself to be a highly intelligent person, read constantly, did very well in school, quick learner, but there's this fog, and it's a brain fog. It's a fog over the top of no matter how quick you are, no matter how smart you are, no matter how good you are, it slows you down. It's almost like drinking, only, you know, not enjoying it, but you are trying to accomplish your daily activities under the fog of a couple of beers and can't keep your responses and reflexes and everything to where they should be. It's the most frustrating thing in the world because, okay, when you're sitting at your computer and you're trying to get it to do something and it's going slow and you're watching the little spinning thing, you get really aggravated. Well, imagine if you're used to the fastest computer in the world and then 1-2 weeks out of every month, it gets really slow like that. Well, that's what happens to our brains sometimes. It can be extremely aggravating because I expect myself to still be just as quick and intelligent as I was last week. But memory doesn't recall quickly, and words get disjointed. It's difficult to bring the right point across, and it makes it difficult to hold good conversations with people. Sometimes they think that I'm being short with them or abrasive, abrupt. But fact of the matter is, I'm trying to work through a fog, and there's only so much information that I can pull through it and get to the forefront. And sometimes it doesn't allow for small talk and niceties. I'm doing the best I can to get the information across that you asked for or what you need to know and to communicate it. It's not that I'm frustrated with you. If I seem frustrated, I'm frustrated with me and with my brain and with the fact that I can't be myself at that moment. That is definitely for me the most aggravating. Along with that comes a form of dyslexia where things switch in when I'm looking at them visually and trying to read, so my reading skills drop quite a bit, as well as my verbal skills. I'm normally quick-witted and talking all the time kind of person, and people sort of expect that. And there are times that I stumble over my words and I have a hard time bringing the right words to the surface through that fog, and it can make me want to hide from conversation and make me not want to talk to people because it's safer that way, and I feel like I'm dumb or stupid, and I know I'm not. But I don't want to put that off and give that impression to people. So I will not answer the phone, not answer the door, not go out for days at a time, and only talk to people that I absolutely have to, because it's uncomfortable for me to try and be myself. There can be some fun in it. Spoonerisms. Named after Lord Spooner, the switching of the beginning of two words. I'm quite famous for some of those. That can be entertaining. You know, I have to find some fun in it. An example would be that bog darked at me. That's one of my ones my kid won't let me live down, but it's fun. But it can be really frustrating when you're trying to get a serious point across, when you're trying to talk to a doctor or an employer or someone that you need to respect you and to understand, and you can't speak correctly. I can only imagine it's the kind of frustration that maybe stroke victims have, where in their mind, in our minds, what we're trying to say makes sense and it's clear, but when it comes out, it's not. And unfortunately for me, it also affects when I'm writing. I often will just forget the general rules of grammar, punctuation for a little while and have to sit and think. Now, having been a journalism student, that's very aggravating. Typing is very difficult. I normally type probably 80 to 100 words per minute with extreme accuracy. And when I'm experiencing this kind of a symptom, I type much more slowly and I still can't quite get it right. I kind of think of it as a typing dyslexia. My fingers and brain know where the keys are, but they're going to the wrong place. Certain letters are always mixed up with each other. It's very, very angering, and you know, anger is the last thing that we need and the last thing that I need to put on myself in the stress. My basic tool is avoidance. Not the best, but if I don't write when I am in that space, then I don't get as frustrated. So there are times where I have to focus on more menial, home-related things or more artistic things because the intellectual isn't functioning properly. And then it just goes away. Magically, wake up one day and it's gone until the next time. I know that there are a lot of you out there who can understand this, but there are some people who really can't. And I don't know. I would say have a couple beers and then try to write a thesis and see how that works out for you.